Today's daf is Masechta Sota Daf of. We are the Gemara on Vav Amud Aleph. The Gemara says the last word on the first line, the Ikad Amri. So the Gemara is saying another teretz and why a Sota is not miyabim, another pshat. So the Gemara of Ikad Amri, Omer of Yosef. Yosef says, Hakasaf Karoi Acher. The pasuk calls to somebody that marries an isha that was mizanat hachas bayla, the pasuk calls her acher. Why? She'ein ben zugay shel rishon shezeh hizir rishon beisay v'zeh rishon beisay. Because it's not the ben zugay of the rishon, because the first one was hizir rishon beisay, and the second one is hichnas a rishal of isach beisay. V'at amrit this yam namivu. You want to say also that it should be yam balkarachay. L'chor, it's not your tochen that is that a person would be mechuyev to do a mitzvah yibim to marry a rishant. It's reflecting Gemara Amar le Abaya l'me'ato, that the person that's going to be end up marrying her is called a acher. So ibizoi lisas la'achar, if she marries this other person after she divorced the first one, a mace, and that person dies below yibanim, then it should not be yibum even to that other person's, her second marriage husband's brother, the Akasav Kari Acher, because the Chor is called Acher, and it's not Yitachin that you should make a mitzvah, we should have a mitzvah yibum, that somebody should have to marry this lady that's a Rishon. There's like Gemara Gabi Dahai Mia B'Shem Tev Havakayma. Kol Makoim, she's B'Shem Tev Avda, and could be she had a good status in her new marriage because she wasn't Mizana Tachtav. So in Mela, you could say maybe she was Chayzer B'Tshuva, and therefore maybe the person that's going to marry her, the guy with the new person that's going to marry, it's not going to be called Acher. Zak the Gemara weiter. Another reason why Sot is not Misiya Bemes. Rava Amar Rava says a Kal V'Chomer. It's Kal V'Chomer. Because in Nesser or Mutala, if you find that she becomes Aser in somebody else mutter to her, which was a husband, because she was with the husband, but Aser law to somebody that the Yavam, which was Aser B'Chaye Ha'ach, like Kolshkin, that she should become Aser. Why? Because the Yibum L'chor comes because Machas the Surin Rishonim. So because her stira makes a begam in her nesuin and she becomes Asar al Baila. So Kolshkin Klabi Achiv, the nesuin should be a pegam and should not be able to be miyab. So the Gemara is a Kal V'Chomer. In fact, the Gemara Amalei Abaya. So Abaya told Rava al Me'adig and tell me she's also Kal V'Chomer. So I was like Kayin Galosh Kiddush Almana. A Kayin Galosh is Mekadosh Almana, which is Asar to him, umeis, and he dies without any children. V'yesh la'achayin hadid, and has a kayin hadid which is mutter b'almana technically. Like this yam, maybe he should not be miyam kal v'chomer. Why? Because of nesra mutala. If she was aser, because it was aser to her husband, which was a kayin gadol, so ba'asala in the yavam like kolshkin, she should be aser to the kayin hadid, be al tibum. Because come kaychdu rishon, so maybe she shouldn't be miyabim. And the halacha is it seems that she is miyabim. And we say that the Kedushin was ready Nifkam, the guy her brother. So frek the Gemara on this kasha, on Abaya's kasha, Nesra Hasir V'Kaima, you can tell me that she becomes Nesra to Kohen Gadol after she was mutter? She doesn't become Nesra, she doesn't become Asr to become Hasir V'Kaima, she was always Asr Metchila. And another kasha frek the Gemara. So how can you compare it to the whole shmooze about what we said by Saita, that she becomes Nesra L'Bayla? It's not the same thing. Another kasha frek the Gemara on Abaya's kasha. Mutter la, asar lahu. How could you say that she's mutter to the Kohen Gadol? She's asar. She's asar to the. The kasha is, how does Abaya saying? How are you calling it nesra v'mutter? It's not nesra v'mutter. It's asar la. Kohen Gadol is always asar. So how does Abaya say nesra v'mutter? It doesn't make any sense. So Dr. Gemara, Ella, no, this is what Abaya meant to say, that Eishes Kohen shenensa, it's just koyin that the nensra becomes asar the husband. Umeis, and her husband dies without kids. V'yesh la'ach chalol, she has a brother, and he has a brother that's a chalol, that was born to his father from Isha Tasur l'kayin. But the halacha is that he's mutter in a nusa like every yid. So then he should not be miyama kal v'chomer. Why? Because of nesra mutter law, if she comes us to somebody that was mutter, she was mutter to her husband, but she becomes Asr when she becomes a Ish Kohen Shenenza. So her marriage got ruined. Her nisun got ruined. Machmas oinis. But asr law in the yavam in the chalal like kolshkein that she should be asr. That's Abaye's time. So the Gemara answers that oinis b'Yisrael mishashari. The Gemara answers that oinis b'Yisrael is a heter gomer. The gabi dahai and the gabi the chalal, which has a din like Yisrael. Leki Yisur, there's no Issa B'chlal by Anusa, so in Mila you don't have a Kal V'chomer to say that it should Asa the Chalal. Because you can't say Ba'asala, like Kolshkin, because now it's Mamish no Issa at all. However, by Eishas Ishazitza, the Baal and the Yavam are equal in the Issa. So therefore, it's Nesser Labayla, Kolshin Shu Asla Yavam, because as soon as only in the Skalkal, Mach. Nesuin was the skalko and machmas and the nesuin that she's misyabemis. So that's the difference. That's Gemara's answer. Okay, so talk to Gemara weiter. So now we have a new Mishnah. Zok the Mishnah. The Mishnah before discussed that a isha that her baila did kinui and stira, and she was nistera, so she was asur lecha b'truma until she drinks the mayim amarim. So the Mishnah over here is going to explain that there are women that they blibe with this iser lo'ilam. Zok the Mishnah. Ve'ela asuris malecha b'truma. These are the ladies are also lecha b'truma lo'ilam. Eishes koyin hayimeres. She says. Zok the Mishnah. So Eishes koyin that says she tells her husband tameani lacha. That she's being moida, she was neveles, and also the shabo edim, the eishes koy that two edim came and made she tmeya, that she's nevala. Va'imeres, also she says she's tahira. However, she says eini shaisa, I don't want to drink. V'shabayla and roitz lashkoisa, or if a husband does not want to give her to drink, and also v'shabayla bal b'derech, if on the way to Beis Hamikdash. When they were on the way to Beis Mikdash Lahashkoisa, her husband was Bala B'derech. Halacha is not mashkim because the mayim is not by the. So all of these, she's also b'truma because Lamaisa we don't have a clarification about her tahira. We don't know what's going on. It wasn't a spar. What the story is, in Mela she's aser b'truma. So these are the cases. Zok the Mishnah, where Eishes Kohen is always aser b'truma. So Amar says, Hamil Sa'amala and Rav Sheshes. This thing Rav Sheshes told us, Va'anar la'aynim masnisin, and he lightened up our eyes, he brought a raya to his words from the Mishnah. Soita sheyesh la edim, a soita that has edim, as she was mizana, with the person that her husband did a kina with. So he told her, don't speak to this person. B'mdina sayam, so even if these edim are Medinas Hayam, Eina Mayim Beit Kan Oisa. The Mayim is not Beidikar, my timer. How do we know this? The Amar Kra, because the Pasuk says in Midah Parakeh, Pasuk Yud Gimel, V'nistra v'hinitma v'edein ba. The Dafka, if she's Nisra and she's Itma, v'edein ba, so then you have to be Mashkar. But if the are Edim Dinas Hayam, then the Mayim is not Beidikar. So it's mashma the leka the yada about mashma dafka zaktim gemara. It's mashma dafka nobody knows about it, she's nitma or not. So then the mayim is made. Afuke ha that the mayim is not baidik. The ikad the yada about is people I know about is edim I know about the tumah. But ana la'ayim masisim the ktani. See like that. The Mishnah says shabol la'edim she tameya. Mishnah says if the edim come and say that she's tameya, they're still retruma. Zaktim gemara the also edim emas when the edim come. If they came before she was Shaisa the Mayim, so it's Pashat. And she's Asur B'Truma. It's Pashat she also B'Truma. She already said Tameani, and she's the Sals B'Truma. Al Karach has to be L'Basa D'Shai. It's talking about the after she drank, and Tanas Mechadish, that even if she was not Nen Shai Dei Mayim, we're not machzik them like they're lawyers, these Eidim. And we say because there's Eidim and she's a Salas Mitruma. Although she drank and nothing happened. So Zakting Gemara what's Rosh Hashesh's raya? So Iyam B'Shloim is talking about the Eidim Zana, even if the Medina Sayam saying the Mayim Moitz was a shaper. So you're not bothered with the Mayim. It's very understood that also though she drank and she was not and nothing happened to her, so it's not enough of a raya to be soiser the words of the Eidim that they say they know what happened. Because we say the Mayim is not considered a Bedika because there are Eidim. If you say even if there are Eidim Dinas Hayam, then still you say Mayim Boitkin, says this that she was Shasa and she was not Nensha from the Shtia. So the Chor Harry Makabal Eidim. The Chor Tiglim Milsa Lamafreya is how they shakran in it. It should be a raya. You say Lamafreya, you see that the Eidim made a shakar. So the Chor, what do you see from this? Like the Gemara, you have a raya. That if she says you have Eidim Dinas Hayam, then you say the Mayim's not boidik, and you say she's usher in Truma. So tomorrow, I'm going to Yosef I can tell you no. That's still Mayim boidik Moisa. Even if you have Eidim Dinas Hayam, if you know that Eidim Dinas Hayam, still the Mayim is boidik. So you want to know, the Chor should tell you nothing happens, you already drank the Mayim, so it should tell you the Eidim Eidim Shakranim. She's like, I could tell you that no, Eimer Zechus Toilala. Maybe the taka was Toma, but the schus of her Maisim Toivim that she's done, so she did Maisim Toivim, they were ma'ak of the pranis from happening. So maybe that wouldn't be a raya from the shtia or the fact that nothing happened from it. Zakti Gemara, my kamifliki. What's the machlikas between Rav Yosef and Rav Sheshes? Apparently Rav Yosef disagreed with Rav Sheshes Lagabe this. Rav Yosef held that maybe it's not a raya from the fact that she had a shtia, and Rav Sheshes held that a karcha you don't have a shtia. The shtia doesn't apply because she had the arid and didn't see. I'm talking about my commitment. What's machlekes Rav Sheshes Yosef? So the Gemara they're arguing what's the b'misnavna the Rebbe. This that Rebbe said that she's a misnavna tanan. What's a shmuz? A tanan Rebbe. Even Rebbe says that at times zechus toila b'mayim amarim. Sometimes there's chus of mitzvahs ma'asim tovim that the woman has. And it's ma'akav peronius, it's ma'akav a disaster from happening with the Mayim Amarim. It wouldn't happen. However, it's not mavatol oynish, just ve'eni yeledes. She will not give birth again, ve'eni mashpachas. She would not, her body would not get better. El misnavno, it just gets weaker, v'haleches, and it gets less and less. L'soif she mesa b'samisa until she dies. With the misa that happens with the Mayim Amarim, that her stomach just explodes, Yerechane Felas. So Zakti Gemara, so that's what Rebbe says. So Zakti Gemara, Rav Sheshes and Yosef are arguing in this shita. Rav Sheshes Savar Beilan Rabbi Beilan Rabbanon. So since there's a shaila, is there a machlokes Rebbe and the Rabbanon legabe this inyan of misnavno? So Sheshes holds bein Rebbe or bein Rabbanon havi misnavno, her guf would be machish even when it's chus toilala, her guf would be machish, and if after she drank the mayim and nothing, she didn't start to get weak right away, so it's muchach that she wasn't mezana. So Mela. And why the Eidim are Yibazai Nem and Ta'asar and Truma? So Al Korch Muzayin, there are Eidim and the Mayim is not Baidik, and that's why she doesn't get weaker. However, Yosef holds that when the Seis Chos Toilah says only according to Rebbe you say Misnamna that she gets weaker. However, later Abanon Loyav Misnamna she does not get weaker at all. So it was like Shaykh that the Mayim could be Baidik her even if there are Eidim that she is Nithma, and this that she doesn't get punished, it's not a raya that the Eidim are Shakwanim. Because it could be that's Chus Tasala, and maybe she just doesn't get weaker, or Rabbanan holds she doesn't get weaker. So Mela is no raya for the Mishnah, because you could say the Mishnah is Das Rabbanan, so it's not a raya from the Mishnah that, a raya from the Mishnah that she says she has Eidim Dinas Hayam, that she becomes also B'Truma. So, frecting Gemara on the Shita of Sheshes, most of Rav Shimon Bar Ashi. Rav Shimon Bar Ashi asks that the Mishnah says on Chav Beis and Beis. Rav Shimon says Ein Zechus Toila. There's no zechus at all that can be ma'akav onish and Mayim Amarim, and she gets punished right away. If you want to say there's zechus, matcha Ata esamayim efinikal nashma hashaisis. Then you're taking away the koyach and the oynish or the mayim for all the nashma hashaisis, because they're not going to be afraid to drink, and they won't admit that they were nitma, and because they'll be toiling their schusim, and they'll say, oh, even though they did it, maybe my schusim will protect me. And also zokt Reb Shimon, also zokt Rav Simon Barashi, at the moitzi shemra al tahir sheshasu v'loy sheshasu, you'll be moitzi shemra that the tahir that they were taka innocent and they drank and nothing happened, because you'll say that maybe they were not innocent, but maybe just they had zechusim. The hain and the ones that are shasu v'loy laku oimrim tameis hayu, they'll just say they were tameis. People that see these people that the tahiris, which seemingly are tahiris drinking, they'll say no, they're really tameis. Elo shetol and zchus. V'im isa, and if you want to say of sheshes, chayr yesh le'edim minas hayam nami. Even if it's edim minas hayam, the bayim should not be boidik. At the moitzi shemra al tahiris v'shasu v'hein oimers tameis. And the ones that are seeing this ain't tameis. Elo shesh le'edim minas hayam, they'll say that no, rather they are taka tameis, just have edim minas hayam. So mele mayim doesn't work at all to fabedika if you go Rav Sheshes. So that's what he's bothered with Rav Sheshes. So Zakti Gemara, Rav Shimon Ka'amret. According to Rav Shimon, are you trying to mechiach that the Edom are not, don't hold that back, the Paranias? Rav Shimon, Mizischus lo Italia, Edom namely talu. According to his shita, if she drank and she was not laksa, and then Edom come, are you not choshish to the Edis? Also, you see the soitas that they're minachas haknais on the srafais under the mizbeach on Beis Hadeshem, because they're not religiously kar and not to be redeemed and then go out to chulin. And maris tameani, if she admits to bed that she's mizana, shabola edom she tameya. In the case where the edom come and say she's tameya, the mayim's not boidik. Zakti Gemara, the also edom emas. When did the edom come? Ilema mekame itikdush. If you want to tell me that the edom came before she was makdash mincha and klisharas kedusha zaguf, so teipuk lechulin. Let the mincha just go lechulin. They pinned in kesef. Why is it nesrefes? The chayr is before is neskadish and klisharis. Elo, you have to say that the Edom came lebasar the kaddish. After it was ready neskadish and klisharis, you can't be paid anymore. He says, if you want to say that even when you have Edom when there's nitma, mayim is boitgan so sa'alma bas mikdash and mikravi. So the chayr this mincha is a bas. You could be makdash and be makrabit. Makdash and klisharis and makram is bech. Chid kaddish meikara, when you bring him to the azar and the klisharis, the mekadosh is shaper kaddish. The chari kedushas haguf is chal. Umshim hachi minchas and esrefes, and that's why there's no pidin in self esrefes. Ali amrit that if his enim nitma enim bayim boidik is not boidik tigal the milsa and it should be nisparal mafreya the chikadish meikara the mekadosh meikara and klisharis, but talis kaddish was done with talis, and the tape chulin should be regular chulin without pidin even. Because it's hektish b'toyz and hektish. So Amar Yehudim Zkarta said that no, Avada if Edom come, her mincha taka goes al chulin. So this that you see that in minchas and this refes and boa Edom, what's pshat? It's talking about kegoyin shezin bazar. It's talking about she was mizan and azara after it was in Skadish her mincha and klisharos. Techi kadosh meikara shafi kadosh. It was taka hokdash and klisharos because Edom on the stira, which are coming to masker her, because there's no Edom on the stira, which because of that will come to makdash her, and it was no toys at all. Because talking about she was into Nazara after it was ready to Skash for Klisharis. So the Miskash and Klisharis, the Kiddush and Klisharis, was taka legit. In fact, Gemara, Masler, Mashasha asked, how the Shaykh that she's Mizana Mazara, although Perchik Uhuna Malav, and I said the Malav her, so how's it possible? When does it take place? Zok the Gemara, it's talking about Shazitzum with Perchik Unhat, but Taka she's Mizana with the Perchik Unhat themselves. So the more the terms of Ashi, she had to use the bathroom, and she went in and she was Mizana. The Atu Percha Kahuna Bekipa, Tali Law. They're not tied up. Zakti Gemara. Rav Papa says another reason why her mincha is this refes. I'll tell you that there's haka edim that she was nitva v'stira after the kingdom to Amrit, and he wanted to know why is the mincha this refes. Tebek achulin you should go out l'chulin because say it's a hektish b'toyes. So the Gemara that taka midaraisa it's chulin without pidyon. And this thing you say it's this refes it's taka only d'Rabbanan. Why? Because gezerah, because the people Shema. Because the people that see that it's going out of the chulin without pidyon, they don't know that when there's edim, then the b'dika is not boidik b'chlal, and it's hektish b'toyes, and they'll say in the yomu mitzin klisharas l'chol. They just say, think something that's mamish klisharas and hektish and putting it to chol. So that's its only gezer d'Rabbanan that is this rafis. It's only else gezer d'Rabbanan, but not maker adin. Maker adin it's taka regular chulin. So, reflecting Gemara on this start, Masav Mari asks, Nitens mitchasa actually kitcha bekli harei chamanachas. Mari asks if her mincha is nitmes before it was in Scottish with klisharas harei chamanachas. That's nitma before it was kitcha bekli v'tipada and it should be redeemed with kesef. However, kitcha bekli if it was nitma once. It was a Scottish kli harei chamanachas. That's nitma achish kitcha bekli. There's no opinion and it should be burnt. And it was Kodesh HaKaimetz in a Klisharis, and he wasn't able to makar on the Mizbeach at Shemesu until the Baal died, and now there's no reason anymore Lashkoisa, there's nobody to matter or at Shemesu here, if the Isha died, there's nobody to be mashka anymore, Arei Chom and Nachas, that it's Nifsal after it's Kitcher B'Kliv to Sarf, and it should get burnt under the Mizbeach. And if it's Karab HaKaimetz on the Mizbeach, and Lehispek Lechal Shirayim, and the Kohen did not eat the shirayim that was left over from the mincha after Afresh Kohen until the Baal died, until the woman died, Harei Chom Anachas, and you say his Karav comes to Gandinim and say Achol, and the mincha gets eaten, Shal Safek Ba, Betchila. Because the we say Achol, and the mincha gets eaten because it's Baal Safek Betchila, Kippur Sveika V'Hachala. And the suffix is mechaper v'hachala. The mincha comes to machshir isha to drink, and since the mincha had a hechsher b'shas akravas hakaimitz, so it's done. Its mitzvah was done kedina, and l'chayr you're allowed to eat it if there's no psul in the gufa and mincha. Bo'la edim she tameya. If edim come as she's tummy before the Kravas HaKaimitz, Mischasanis Refes, because it's Ketchup Bekli, and it can't be Makdash because it's hover the suffix and it's not and she's not a Medrash. And Nimtzu Eidea Zayimim, what happens if her Edim on the stira turns out they're Zayimim, and other Edim say that the Oises Man, that they were made, they were Nisimar Komploini, they were Imanu Yisem and Makam Achar, and it comes to this Eidusim Eidus Sheker. Halach is Minchas Achulin, and the Mincha is Chulin because the whole Haktish of B'tois, and Vivur that when it's Huktash the Mincha B'tois, it goes out of the Chulin without opinion at all, and the Chayr you see over there, you're not Chayshish that maybe Shem Yomi with Shem Etzim Sharas L'Chulin. So how come in this case you're not Chayshish Shem Etzim Sharas L'Chulin? And before Rav Papa said that it's a Gezer D'Rabbanan because Yomi Etzim Sharas L'Chulin. And for the Gemara made them Zayim Karmi, we may arrive in Zayim and Zayim Kol Islahu. The reason why there's no Gezer D'Rabbanan made them Zayim because over there there's a Kol. Zok the Gemara Vayter. The Gemara brings a raya to Rav Sheshes. Tani Kavaseit Rav Sheshes. I'll bring a raya to Rav Sheshes that there's Eidim Shenitma in the Bayim in the Mayim is not boidigit. It doesn't work b'chlal b'dika. V'lam tamei, but not from the pasuk there Rav Sheshes darshans, because this pasuk you have to have for a different drush. So Zok the Gemara. Zok the Braysa Tahira. It says the actual word Tahira because it could have really said V'mloi nitma ha'isha. So why does it say V'mloi nitma ha'isha utahiri? Why does it have to say utahiri? So Zok the Gemara V'loi sheish leidim niziyam. It's come to your mind not a say there's nitma and if she has eidim zinasiyam. that although mayim is not baidikur, however, she's not zeich in the pasuk to the avtachas of the pasuk. This said it says tahira with a vav. It's coming to mayit. It's talking about tahira and not a tameya that the mayim word was not baidikur. So tosel chus. And the word he is coming to mayit veloy sheyisu v'yitnu ba, and not somebody that got off the hook from the b'dika of the mayim because sheyisu v'yitnu ba moises v'alvana. So the pasuk mayit that she's not zeich to avtachas seta soita nechsheta and was not tmeya. So it's mavur that the mayim is not binding a soita that has einim din sayam shenitma. This is what you learn out from this pasuk.